how's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I'm doing great. So, are we ready to get back into mission inspiration? I am. So, it was about a month ago, I guess. It was in December. I stumbled across Mike Deacon's videos again. I talked about this in my studio vlog where YouTube, I guess they had not been recommending him to me even though I'm subscribed to him. And I saw one of his videos and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I was like, you know what? I want to go back and doing the mission inspiration. I miss doing the journaling, the mixed media, the art journaling, whatever you want to call it. So I thought, what better way to jump back in than to do the mission inspiration? What it is, for those that do not know, is Mike is kind enough to come up with some prompts for us and some ideas just to give us inspiration. You don't have to follow these to a T. It's not like you're going to be graded on it. And you don't even have to do all the steps. And you can do them in whatever way that you want to do them. And he gives us some inspirational words to kind of help you decide, oh yeah, this is what I want to happen in my journal or my art piece, right? And he used to have colors, but this year he decided to not give us color ideas so that it would be more fluid, I guess. So these are the prompts. And then these are the words to inspire us. And as you can see, he does have a Facebook group, and this is where you can print this off. I've been a part of his group, Facebook group, for a long time. So, because I think I started doing this in 2018, I want to say, maybe even 2017. I don't remember. But I love doing this. So, with all of that said, let's jump right in and get going on my piece. I'm like, oh, I forgot to tell you what I was going to be using. This is my art journal that I made 2019. So I'm going to use it because there's plenty of room for it. You can get these things even in a bigger size so that this can grow as fat as you want it to. So that's probably what I'm going to do. But this is what I'm going to use this year. I've already got a piece of mixed media ready to go here. This is mixed media paper that I use in these journals. Again, I'm sure there's a video with me making this journal. So we've got that. I'm also going to be using just an old book, y'all. I hate, dudes, I don't like tearing up books. It just hurts my soul to do it. But this is an old book, and this is what I've used before to just tear out when I need text or book looking things. So this is what I'm going to use. I think it was an old Reader's Digest book. I have this stamp. It's my trusted little stamp that I use. I'm also maybe going to use this stamp right here. I got these stamps probably either at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I might use this stamp as well. The colors I'm going to use today is from Apple Barrel. This just, it says yellow. This from Folk Art, rose pink, and these are very old. This is from Craftmart, and it's Sailing Sky. So these are some of the colors I'm going to use today. I'm going to also use my heavy-bodied titanium white from Winsor & Newton. This is my good stuff that I usually use for real paintings that I do. But I'm using that today because I wanted a heavy body. And here is some matte medium. So I have that. It helps to adhere things. And then I just have a scrap of mixed media paper here. Cotton balls. I also have these doilies. I think I got these from the dollar store, I want to say. I don't know. These things are so old. That's the thing about doing these art journal pages. You can use up a lot of your stash. So that was another reason why I wanted to go back to it. Because I'm like, you know what? I need to start using up some of my stash stuff. So I think that's all I'm gonna use today. Oh, colored pencils. I am gonna be using colored pencils as well. I think I will just go ahead and use my Prismacolor color pencils. Why not? They're right here. So, okay, so that's what we're using. The rest will be voiceover. So I start with drawing my focal image, which is a guitar. When I saw the word rhythm, the first thing that popped in my head was rhythm guitar. So I had to do a guitar. I did draw an oval to kind of keep it in that space. I didn't want it too big to fit on my page. And then once I get it drawn out, then I will go over it with a micro pen size 8. And I do use a stencil and a ruler just to make sure that I have straight lines and that the circle is a circle and not something crazy, you know, like an oblong thing. I love the way it came out. I mean, it's a little wonky, but it'll be okay. And then I just use my kneaded eraser to erase the pencil marks. I do use Ohuhu markers. I changed my mind about using the colored pencil. These are watercolor markers. I used browns around the edges. And then I will use water, of course, to activate it to make it watercolored. And these markers are okay. I've had them for quite a while. I don't even remember where I got them. Probably Amazon. I don't think they were in a Palettefull box, but I really don't remember where I got them. But they're very easy to use if, you know, you're not used to watercolors. They are a good starting point. I will use red on the neck because I wanted the guitar to be more red. So I used a dark red on the neck, and then I kind of had to go over it with the browns to kind of make it look all cohesive. And then I had to put red down where I'd put the browns, and I just kept doing that until it became the colors that I really liked. I really did like using the yellowish brown. I just loved it, how it put that yellow color into the guitar. I loved it. I think that yellow right there is just great. I will use another pen and make the freights on the guitar, kind of outlining them a little bit more. And then I use a marker for the blacks to get it colored in there. And then I'll use my B scissors to cut it out. And then I'll use more Posca pens to put the details on the guitar. And I will use, eventually I will use colored pencils to kind of bring that yellow out a little bit more and to add texture to it. It was Goldenrod that I used to do that, and it just makes that yellow pop a little bit more. I really liked the way that that looked. And then I will be using my Posca pens, and this is triangles. I made little triangles there to put just to decorate the guitar there. Next, I tore pages out of the book, and a happy accident happened. Some of them were triangular, so that was nice. Use matte medium to adhere the pieces to the page. I just put them on organically. I just, wherever I wanted to put them, I put them. I didn't plan it out where I was going to put the pieces of paper. I use this doily to use it as a stencil, and it does have triangles in it too. I used, now I'm using the paints with the makeup brush to kind of make it blend a little bit better. And then I gradiate down in that spectrum, right? There's a spectrum of colors here. And I do have to go back and forth a few times to get it blended, and I will use my fingers. That's another prompt, to make marks with your fingers. So I will end up doing that to get it nice and blended. I really loved the way this background came out. I think it turned out really, really cute. Next, I will end up getting out my archival inks and my stamp, my trusted little stamp. Here I'm just checking off everything that I've used to make sure I'm still on par.
I used Mermaid Lagoon to stamp on the page in several spots. I tried to stay more up in the bluish areas with that, and then I'll use Raspberry to go down below. And now I'm just trying to figure out where do I want to put this stamp, and I use black depending on where I'm going to put this guitar. Again, just checking off everything that I've done. And now I wanted to create clouds before I put the guitar down. So this is when that heavy bodied titanium paint came in very, very nicely. I will use just craft glue to glue down the guitar. I do put books on top of it to kind of weigh it down so to stay flat onto this paper, since it's got a lot of bumps all over it, just from the texture of the torn paper. Once it's completely dried, I will go around it with my Payne's Gray to kind of set this guitar into the page. Just using the floating method to do that. Next, after I get the page done, I will use my Sigma white gel pen to just add details to the guitar itself. And then I use black ink after I cut out the overhang from the torn paper. I will use black archival ink and go around the edges to give it a nice dark edge. I always love doing this with my journal pages. To me, it just, I don't know, I just love the look of it. It kind of sets it all together. Then I'll use my white gel pen again and add the border around the page. I do this pattern like a dot, dash, dot around the whole page. And I will sign it and date it, and I will check to make sure that I have all the prompts done. And I realize I didn't do splatters, and I also did not put a quote or anything onto the page. So I will end up going ahead and splattering on the page by using that titanium white with lots and lots and lots of water. And I covered the guitar so it doesn't get splatters on it. I wanted it to stay pretty clean. And then I do make a haiku, and it says, strumming and plucking, making my heart and soul fly along with the sound. So I did end up doing a haiku instead of just doing a quote or a title or whatever. So that will be the completion of this page. I really enjoyed doing it a lot.
So it is finished. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. I had so much fun doing this. It's like riding a bike. Just get right on in there. Oh, I love it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and like it. Subscribe if you've not already subscribed, and share it if you wouldn't mind. It would just help my channel to grow, and I would appreciate it so, so much. All right, guys. Well, y'all be good to one another, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.